Hey, it's John and Mike from brew-dudes.com, and we're sampling a smaller version, some 4-ounce pours of something special.
I don't know.
What do we got here?
It's pretty special. So this is phase 2 or take 2 of a Braggot. And this has been something I was toying around on the blog for a while. I had this idea that I could make a white winey Braggot because of two things. Well, one, and really it came from the descriptors of Nelson Sauvin hops, it being kind of a, you know, gooseberry, white winey, grape taste to the hops, and so my brain got going like, why don't we make a nice mead, but in kind of a white wine
Homage.
Yeah, to it. And I'll use, you know, wine yeast, and I'll use those hops, and use very pale malt, and
oh man,
and see how that turns out.
oh.
And use really light honey. So I got some artisanal honey through Northern Brewer.
That's strong.
Minnesota hops. I'm sorry, Minnesota honey, and then use the Down Under Nelson Sauvin hops, and let that age for a while. I don't think I oaked it. I don't think. Yeah.
I don't get any oak in there.
There's no oak in that. I thought I.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
Yeah, I think I might have put it on a little bit of oak. Yeah, but so the same thing that happened to my other Braggot. After you let these things age for a while, now this might be also an issue with the white wine yeast. Not a lot of vitality left when you go to carbonate it in a bottle. So I just let it go with its own, you know, its own power to see what would happen. Yeah, nothing happened. So had to do what I did with the last one, which was to hydrate some champagne yeast and inoculate bottles with it.
Oh, so this is an inoculation.
Yes.
Like, okay.
But I think it still has a couple of weeks to go to fully carb up. I mean, there's a little.
You added some sugar at priming?
Yes.
What was the gravity at racking? Do you remember when you went to bottle it ish?
It was low. It was low. It was probably above 1006, but below 1010.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that 1008? Yeah,
and what's the rough
1008.
percentage of malt to honey in this Braggot?
See, I don't think I have my percentages right. It's mostly honey.
Okay.
I'd say that it's probably, you know, close to 75% honey to 25%. Its fermentables are, you know, 25% from the malt. So that's what you get. Yeah. So there's a lot of this is probably going to be good in 3 years.
All right, this is what I get.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you talk about it, when I tasted it before we started rolling,
Yeah.
I don't know what I was tasting. But now that you've mentioned it, the white wine thing is completely spot on.
Yeah.
It's very white winey. In fact, it reminds me of that mead that I made with the 47D. It actually has a very familiar flavor. It's
D47.
D47,
right?
yeah. It's very if I was mistaken, my brain is screaming out to me like soap, like a potpourri soapy thing.
Yeah.
My mead, as it has aged a little bit, some of the unpleasantness of that character has gone away, and it's a little bit more mead-like. You know, we talked about that ourselves a long time ago.
Yeah, sure.
Ago. But in conjunction then with the Nelson hops, I mean, there's definitely a grapey, vinous, wine-like character to this. The aroma isn't completely present, but it's a little bit. I think I can get a little bit of the maltiness out of there.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like a fruity, but it's a funky, fruity aroma. And every time I sip it, oh, it just screams to me like there's like a phenolic medicinal thing in there that is. It's certainly not hot, so I don't think it's like like a hot ferment or a hot fusel alcohol thing.
No.
There's a flavor component to it, which is sort of that is strongly unpleasant. I mean, I think it might age out, but it'll be fun to see if it ages out.
Yeah.
But I'm just sipping. You drank more of it than I have. I'm just sipping. Look, I had a 4-ounce pour. I've had like. I just sip it and it's.
It's not getting any better. Your taste buds aren't waking up.
It's almost. You know what it is? It's reminiscent of an ice wine.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's a.
I was going to say
flavor.
like Riesling, but
it's a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
And then there's like this residual. It's like there's an unpleasantness that maybe would have not been there if it hadn't been an ice wine. I mean, for some reason it's at a high percentage here, but that could be the honey just itself. There could be something in the varietal that's just off.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't know. But I think that yeast. I didn't like that yeast all that much in my mead. So I think that
last time.
And then at the
that's
same
the time
if there's any malt sugar type left from that side of the Braggot, the champagne yeast is going to get upset by that, and it's not going to chew through that at all. And it's going to. But I mean, at 10:06, 10:10, even I'm sure it's. It might be a little bit sweet because the priming sugar hasn't completely carbonated it.
No.
But man, it is. There's a couple of character to it. I think the wine thing is 100% spot on.
Yeah, yeah.
To be honest with you, I think you hit it. I think you hit it perfect. I think you hit it perfect. It's just that this is one of the things where you actually have to be really honest with what you're going for, and you have to understand your palate and what it tastes like. And I think what's going on here is you envisioned something, and you nailed it, and now I know that doesn't taste good.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not the worst thing I've ever drank, but it's not. I wouldn't sit here and drink a lot of it, or I wouldn't drink all of this.
Well, that's the thing. So we're gonna let this just sit.
Always.
Depends on how many bottles I want to keep.
Yeah. You should knock it out with some Brett next time and just.
Yeah, see what happens.
Turn it into like some sort of tropical fruit bomb.
People would think like, "What the heck is this?" But I think that's my plan. I think I might. I mean, the thing is, I have a ton of this. And it's a very expensive mistake.
Yeah, because Braggot, that honey, man, it's not cheap.
Not cheap.
Have we ever had a? I can't say that I've ever had a commercial Braggot.
No.
That I thought this is great.
Yeah, there was one. I remember we went to a beer fest and it was almost like there was a talk happening. We went in and like Sam.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was like. Jim Cook from Sam Adams was talking, and some guy had a pitcher, and he's like, "This is a Braggot," and he was just like pouring glasses for people, and it was like, "Oh, well, this is pretty good." I mean, it was very honey tasting. I mean, that was the thing. Didn't seem like it was fully fermented out or what have you, but I was like, "Oh, well, this could be interesting to explore." Yeah. But every one that I've made, I'm like, I'm not.
It's so intriguing, right? Because we love beer.
Yeah.
And we love mead.
We've made some good meads, yeah.
The question becomes, where's that line between, should it be 40%, 20%, 80%?
I think it's going to be more beer than mead.
Yeah, I think so. Because I think at least in our world, in the viewer's world, you want a beer quality to it in there somewhere.
It's got to be more.
But the problem is if you use 10% honey, now you're just going to make like a honey pilsner, and it's not, that would be weird too. So
it'll just dry out, and it won't be that. It won't even be that beer.
It might be fun. It might be worthwhile to do an experiment like this with a bunch of 1 gallons in different yeasts. I mean, I think that would solve some of the problem, right? Different yeasts, and just go for it that way. And you know what? Maybe what was the malt in here again? Just
it was Pilsner malt.
Pilsner malt.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if Pilsner malt with a stronger character malt, or just like a 2-row pale malt.
Yeah.
Not pale ale malt, but like pale malt.
Yeah.
Just so that to get the beer quality in it might.
No, I agree. So here's to expensive mistakes.
Expensive mistakes, and it's all for you, dear viewer.
Yeah, I guess. So I think that sometimes your greatest dreams, even when they become reality, they aren't that great.
Like I said, I think you nailed it.
Yeah, thanks. Unfortunately, it's not drinkable at this point. So maybe we'll revisit this in a year and see how that turns out. But, you know, I think, I remember the mead that we had, and you were like, this is my first mead. And then all the comments were like, you gotta wait at least a year before you start drinking this stuff.
We should age this on some rhubarb. Go all homebrew on it and stuff.
Strawberries.
Yes.
Might be nice to mix with strawberries. All right.
You could cook with this. I would put this in a pan with like some cherries or strawberries or rhubarb and make like a compote with it. I think that would work. I think you could do something interesting with it that way.
Okay. Well, thanks. I'll just start cooking with it. There's going to be a lot of compote.
BrewDudesKitchen.com. It's coming at you.
There's going to be a lot of compote at the summer barbecue.
Yes.
Like, oh, compote again. That's
Turn it into
great.
barbecue sauce, man.
Appreciate it. So, for John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Brew on.
Maybe make some coleslaw.